Okay, hi, I'm Raina, and I'm going to be talking about the theory of stress and coping. So I'm going to first start out with a diagram. We've all kind of seen this, but I'm just briefly going to explain the different components. So starting with the stressor, this focuses on the demands from the internal and external environment, and one perceives them as harmful or threatening. Usually the stressors can't be modified. You just have to endure them. And then what can be modified is our perception of the stressor. After that, there's the primary appraisal phase. This is where the individual focuses on determining how severe the stressor is. The next step is secondary appraisal, and this is when you determine how much control you have over the stressor. And then we go into coping. So problem-focused coping focuses on altering the environmental and situational factors and using problem-solving, goal-setting, and time management skills. There's also emotion-focused coping, and this is altering the way you think or feel about the situation and changing your thinking pattern. So some examples are seeking social support, freely expressing emotions, and participating in meditation or relaxation practices. Also, then there's reappraisal, which is the last step, and this is where you get your feedback and determine whether the stressor was negated effectively. So for my example, I'm going to be talking about running late. We all have done this for school or work. So you wake up late, then you're on the go and you're doing everything in a rush. You have to account for different obstacles such as heavy traffic, bad weather, railroad crossings, and then also at UAA, depending on where and when your class is, you have to deal with parking, which can usually take 10 to 15 minutes. So the first step, primary appraisal, determining the severity of the stressor. In this phase, we are determining if we are in trouble. We are not physically in harm in this situation if we are driving safely, but we could be missing out on important information in class. So I would say the severity of the stressor is low, but if it continues to happen often, it could increase to moderate. In secondary appraisal, we realized that we have a low amount of control. We woke up late and we have no control over that time that we lost. Also, the weather and the driving conditions, railroad crossings, and the schedule that the trains run, we have no control over that. We can only go as fast as the car in front of us, and that's pretty much it. So with this low amount of control, this increases our stress level. Then, in order to cope with this stressor, we can alter our environment in a few ways. And so for this particular situation, I was thinking that we could check to see if there are nearby detours or back roads that could help decrease the amount of heavy traffic and railroad crossings. We could also, at this point, decide that we're going to start managing our time better and leave 15 minutes early to account for these obstacles. And lastly, if we're stuck at a stoplight for a while or the railroad crossing, we could text a friend in class, let them know that we're going to be late, and ask them if they could help catch us up on the material that we're going to be missing. Emotion-focused coping. So one way to change your mood and decrease the stress of running late is singing in your car while you're driving. So according to the Cleveland clinical wellness site, studies have found that singing promotes positive emotions, boosts the immune system, and also can lower blood pressure. So put on your favorite song and jam out. Another thing I was thinking, while you're sitting there, you could quickly jot down a to-do list or a grocery list of what you plan for the rest of the day. That way you can feel more prepared and have a sense of control over the rest of the activities. Lastly, we're doing the reappraisal phase. So has the stressor been effectively negated? We made it to class. Even though it's 20 minutes late, we're here. We are getting caught up from our friend, and we're able to take notes. And now we know that we can effectively deal with the stressor of being late based on the coping mechanisms that I explained earlier. So we are relieved, and the stressor has been negated effectively. And these are my references. Thank you for listening. Have a great day, guys.